Technology, it's everywhere in our lives, but test scores show Canadian kids are falling behind in things like math and science. You know, the disciplines that make the technology. Well, Sun News contributor Harrison Roos takes a different look at what might be missing from our education system.
We've all heard the stories of Canadian kids falling behind in math and science. Whether we're talking about elementary or high school, Canadian math and science scores have been sliding for at least the last decade. It's a trend in different cities, provinces, and regions. Scores from provincial testing and even international testing back this up. The last round of testing done by the OECD's Program for International Student Assessment in 2012, which is a triennial assessment of 15-year-old school performance, showed that Canada had dropped 6 spots in the math score ranks since just 2006. Canada is now ranked 11th in math and 13th in science scores. We've also heard every explanation under the sun for why this is happening. Things like funding cuts, teachers, unrelatable projects, a bad curriculum, and even union unrest.
But what if the problem isn't math being unrelatable to the real world, or the teachers, or even ever-meddling educrats? What if, living in a world full of math-enabled gadgets and gizmos, students simply no longer have the motivation to learn math and science?
We're about to begin a journey through the cosmos.
In 1980, a television series called Cosmos debuted. It was hosted by renowned astronomer, author, and science communicator Carl Sagan. In the series, he took viewers on a journey through the universe and everything inside it, including humanity. Sagan successfully inspired a generation to dream about space exploration. But what's that got to do with math and science scores in school today?
Did you watch the original Cosmos back in 1980?
Yes, I did actually, yes. It was excellent. It was very inspiring to me.
Probably like reading a lot of books with my family, and then I watched a lot of like space documentaries with my dad, including the original Cosmos and a few others, so yeah.
I think he inspires everyone who listens to him.
Why are you interested in wondering what's going on up there?
When I was a kid, I was really into all of these science books for children, particularly the astronomy books.
But in 1996, Carl Sagan passed away. And since then, kids have grown up missing an inspirational voice in the mass media advocating for the importance of learning math and science. That is until Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
He's an American astrophysicist and, like Sagan, an author, science communicator, and now host of the rebooted version of Cosmos airing this spring on Fox and National Geographic Channel. He has also, for the first time, come to speak in Canada. Having recently appeared at the University of Manitoba in Winnipeg and now here at the University of Toronto, he hopes to spread his message of the importance of science literacy. It is, though, a bit of a paradox. We live in a technological world, yet we're falling behind in the fields required to build and understand the technology we rely on in our lives every day. So could Tyson's message resonate?
How do kids that are 4 years old today get inspired to do this sort of thing with their life?
Oh yeah, so Cosmos reboot is huge, and Neil deGrasse Tyson is going to make huge waves in the public when it comes to astronomy, appreciation, and awareness.
What do you guys study at school?
I'm in travel and tourism.
But you're here anyway, interested in this?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a perfect example of the people that he can reach out to, not only in the science field, everywhere.
Coming to things like this, I think, is fantastic for giving people the drive of, hey, that's interesting, I want to go learn about that, and helping them realize that these are the tools they need in order to be able to do that.
Cosmos, I think, will reignite the fires of curiosity that I know live within us all.
Maybe next time you hear a student say they don't want to do their math or science homework, or they're not quite happy with their test scores, maybe all they're missing is a little bit of motivation. I'm Harrison Roos, and this has been the Sun News Network Special Report.
All right, Harrison joins us now from Toronto. Harrison, I love the way that you're phrasing this and showing that there are other ways of doing it. I'll tell you the motivation I used when my kids were younger. Now I might be turning them onto Cosmos, but when they were younger and they didn't want to do math, and I'd say, well, how much does that Lego man cost or that Lego set? And how many do you want? And then I'd make them do math that way. That would get them excited about it because, wow, that's something tangible and something I want.
I think that's one of the big things that people like Dr. Tyson are talking about as well. It's about getting people in the public to realize that math and science actually have application for things that they're interested in, whether you're talking Lego or whether you're talking about building satellites or going to the moon or all these sort of interesting, perhaps far out ideas, but interesting nonetheless, that can get people interested in studying math and science. Because even if you consider all the weird things happening in the education system with curriculum, teachers, students being overloaded with their schedule, if kids are really interested in something, they will have the motivation, they'll have that inspiration to go out and actually put the effort in that's needed to figure it out, particularly with something like math and science, where you really do have to put in that time and effort. You can't just walk your way through it. You can't just give your opinion and think that you'll get a good mark. You have to actually get it right.
All right, Harrison, thanks for bringing that to us, and I know I'll be watching when it comes out. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Brian.